Okay, today we're going to make some pure beeswax polish to put on the horse. This will be the finished coats for him, and while you can definitely buy different polishes, I like to make my own. I like to have the formula that I've got, and it's quite simple. It's beeswax, pure gum turpentine and boiled linseed oil, and about 1/3 each. So just make up some quantities, keep it in a jar, and then just use it to rub in and then wipe out. That'll produce a nice lustrous finish. It won't be brilliantly shiny, which is not what I want anyway. I don't want a brilliantly shiny horse. I just want it to be nice luster with a nice feel to it and a nice smell, because the gum turpentine makes a nice smell for this finish. Okay, so our ingredients, quite simple. It's got a cutting board here, the knife to cut up some wax. Talking of the wax, this is some pure beeswax I got from Queensland. It's just pure 100% refined beeswax. Okay. Some pure gum turpentine, pretty straightforward. You can't pay a lot of money for that if you go to an artist's supply store, but if you go to a hardware store like Bunnings, it's cheap. And the third ingredient is boiled linseed oil. Same place, Bunnings, pretty cheap price. So overall, the ingredients don't cost all that much. Probably the most expensive thing would be the beeswax honey. Just the beeswax, I mean the beeswax from the honey. Okay, just got some gloves here to practice. I've got a jar. I prefer a wide mouth jar, but this is a good glass jar. I've got clean, never used. Got a lid to protect it, and I can still get a cloth in there to get the wax. Over here on the stove, which we'll go to in a second, we've got just a pot for some water and heat up, and I've got a piece of timber here that I can put into the bottom of the water just to keep the pot away from the bottom of the pan. Stop any cracking tendencies or anything like that, any danger. Okay, now I'm doing this on a stove top that doesn't have a flame, because I'm actually going to pour the oil and the linseed oil and the turpentine into the jar as we go. And on an open flame, any spills, bang, danger. So this is a pretty safe way of doing it. Okay, here we go. This is not carnauba wax, this is just plain pure beeswax. But if we wanted to have a very, very hard, heavy finishing wax, we could use, or we could add some carnauba wax, probably 50-50 with this wax. And the carnauba wax, being extremely hard, actually provides a lot more durable finish. But we're going with a rocking horse, so if it was on furniture and things were getting used all the time, we could probably use the harder wax. But because we're doing the rocking horse, I don't think we'll need that harder wax. So this one should be fine. Okay. I guess this is the harder part too about the small mouth jars. You want to get the wax into the jar and not the water. I'll leave that out because I don't want water in there. Still it does. You don't need to break it up. As you can see, it's pretty tough stuff. You don't need to break it up into little slithers. But it does make the boiling process, or not the boiling process, but the melting process a little bit faster. It's going to save a whole 5 minutes, I reckon, by the time we finish doing this. Okay, so the more wax in here, although I'm going to do approximately 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 mixture, the more wax that's in there, or the high percentage of wax that's in the mix, means that the harder it will be. As you can imagine, this wax, if it was completely, this wax here, if it was completely goes just back to 100% wax when this when I make it solidify after it's been melted, it's going to go back to that same hard wax you saw me cutting off before. So it's going to leave in there until it melts. And then we'll give it a stir, and then we'll add our other 2 ingredients. Nothing much to it, just got to watch it. Don't walk away from this process. Don't walk away. Okay. Mixing, mixing, mixing. Okay, that's fully dissolved now. It's only taken about probably 8 minutes. Doesn't take long, but probably see that it's fully melted. The wax is fully melted. Just going to leave it in here. Leave it in the bain marie, and we're going to. You don't have to do this, but makes it easier to be at equal measurements of the other 2 ingredients. Okay, just a measuring cup of no consequence. This is the pure gum turpentine. I'm going to guess how much I need. Probably something like that. Maybe a bit more. Something like that. Just the turpentine and boiled linseed oil, equal quantities. It doesn't really matter how much wax. I mean, the more wax you put into the mixture, they change the proportions. Just the stronger the finished wax will be when you apply it to the woodwork. So about 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 is a good place to start. You can make it smoother and softer by adding less wax, and you can make it tougher and stronger by adding more wax in that proportion mixture. So that looks like about the right amount. These 2 though, the gum turpentine and the linseed oil, I like to try and keep them equal. They just give a nice finish and a nice smell combination. Okay, so we'll just add that now to our wax, melted wax mix. Okay. Got a tendency, because of the cool liquid combination, just a fraction too much. I mixed up. That's okay. Because of the cool mixture of the turpentine and the linseed oil, as soon as it hits the hot wax, it has a tendency to solidify. So I'm just going to leave it there for a while. This is the reason why you don't really want to do this on an open flame burner, but something like a convection top like this one is a lot better. So again, I'm just going to stir it through, let the oil and the turpentine combination with the wax just re-melt the wax, so we become one liquid mixture. That's the word I'm searching for. So here I'm just pulling away the wax that's solidified on the side of the glass back into the liquid. It'll only take a few minutes to re-melt, and then we'll that's the end of our process, other than take it off the heat and let it solidify. Okay, so just re-stirring. Starting to make the kitchen smell nice because the gum turpentine is being smelt through the air in the kitchen here. Okay, let's keep that going now until it all melts back into one. The process, we just leave it here outside now just to cool at its normal rate, then we'll be ready to go.